In fact, the president's 2017 trade policy agenda, which was submitted to Congress last month, did not mention Japan's auto industry. But Trump could still make tough demands targeting Japan's auto market to make an impression on the white working-class Americans who comprise his support base. U.S. farmers and stock breeders are putting increasing pressure on Congress because they had high hopes that the TPP would boost exports of their products to Japan. Japan had agreed under the TPP to lower its tariffs on U.S. beef over 15 years from the current 38.5% to 9%. This won't happen if the U.S. withdraws as planned. So U.S. stock breeders are hoping for a renegotiation. U.S. officials could demand at the very least the same level of tariff cuts at the upcoming talks. They could even demand more. One concern about the bilateral dialogue is that several posts for senior U.S. trade officials remain vacant. In fact, Trump's pick for his trade representative, Robert Lighthizer, has not received congressional approval. This makes it hard for the U.S. side to enter detailed discussions, so any negotiations are expected to proceed slowly. Also, previously, the U.S. side was expected to pressure Japan to make concessions. But the situation has changed because of recent U.S. moves against North Korea's nuclear development program. Pushing Japan too hard and hurting bilateral ties may not be in the United States' interest. During negotiations, the Trump administration tends to make tough demands at first and scale them down as talks progress. It's important for Japanese officials to avoid overreacting.
In today's edition of Insight, we heard the comments of Asuka Matsumoto, visiting scholar at Johns Hopkins University. China's gross domestic product shows the country's economy is continuing to improve. Officials at the National Bureau of Statistics say GDP from January to March grew 6.9% year-on-year. That's up 0.1 percentage points from the previous quarter and the second straight quarterly rise. The Chinese government has set an annual growth target of around 6.5%. President Xi Jinping has promised to put the country on a path to sustainable growth with a focus on quality and efficiency rather than on speed. And government officials say, taking 2010 levels as a base, they want to double both GDP and personal incomes by 2020.
Japan's National Police Agency has instructed police across the country to urge drivers to be aware of the limit